Okay, so let's understand how JSON got its name from JavaScript. This is an .html file. Okay, so you have this HTML tags, then you have this JavaScript section where you write the JavaScript. So let me tell you how JavaScript object literals are defined. Okay, so you define a product variable, right, which is of type object. Okay, the curly braces represent it's an object. Okay, then you define fields under it. You have a field names. 3 names are there: product ID, product name, and product price are basically the field name. Then you have values assigned to it. Okay, this is a string value, this is an integer value, and when you want to refer the field values of an object, then you refer the variable name dot product ID, and a variable name and a product name, and a variable within product price ID. Okay, so let's run this file, and you should see all the values like 101, iPhone 8, and 1000 with separated by a dash. Okay, so this is the file. Okay, I will refresh this. So once you refresh, you can see that you're seeing this value 101, iPhone 8, and 1000. You're accessing the objects from JavaScript, and this is basically a client-side scripting using JavaScript. Okay, now if you have to define the JavaScript object literal in JSON, means the way you define the data in JSON is similar how you define an object in JavaScript literals. Okay, so let me define a new file. If I have to define the same thing, okay, I have to define within quotes. So let's say I say product ID 101, product name, iPhone 8, then product price. Okay, so this is how I define a JSON file, right? So if you see the notation and how JSON is defined, it is similar to how Java object literals are defined. That's why the name of JSON is called as JavaScript object notation. And remember that JavaScript and JSON purposes are entirely different. JavaScript is used for client scripting executed in the browser. JSON is used to store the data which is exchanged over the networks.